Kubernetes security learning series point of view. 20th topic is static analysis of Kubernetes resources and Docker files. So I'm in a training that Linux Foundation. This is a CKS syllabus, and if it is a supply chain security, use static analysis of user workloads within the brackets Kubernetes resources and Docker file. So here Kubernetes resources are nothing but these are the YAML files. So YAML file is something like this. This is some deployment which has a some. So if you look at here, if you look at the API flow, so you will take a some deployment.yaml file, something like this. Then you will use a kubeconfig file before applying into the Kubernetes API server. So how the config kubectl config view, this is a my kubeconfig, right? So you will take a kubeconfig file, and also you will take a one deployment YAML file, and you will apply. It will go and hit the API server. The first is authentication mechanism will happen and authorization will happen. Then after that admission controllers. After that finally it will store in the etcd. This is the API flow will happen. But here today's topic is basically we will be trying to achieve the security. How you will achieve the security? By analyzing the YAML files. Analyzing is how you will analyze static analysis. Static analysis means this is a static file, right? So this particular file I will try to analyze. That's what the today's topic. Then the next is basically how you will do the analysis. This is a YAML file which is the same one which is I kept here, right? So here if you look at this YAML file, what are the problems which is leading to the security? This guy, right? So now name, everything is correct. Under the spec, host IPC is true, host network true, host PID true. So these are the security sensitive information which is enabled. Then after that image name is okay, Nginx latest. I don't think it's a problem, but there is a problem. What's the problem is here? You should not be using a latest as a part of a security best practice. You should be using a version exactly, or use a digest as per the previous session, right? So that is a way should use. Like latest means you won't be able to track what is the version you are using, right? Because every time it's a latest, but right. And here privilege equal to true. Yes, this particular pod is require some privilege, and also running as a user which is 0, very dangerous. Also it will allow privilege escalation, another problem. And also if you look at here, there are a Linux capabilities are there. So there are many problems, and it's ultimately this is non-legitimate deployment. It has so many problems. This is a manual analysis of the YAML file, right? Then there is another topic also today is basically the, as they are saying, is a Docker file as well. So you need to analyze a Docker file as well. So what are the rules of the Docker file analysis, right? First one, whenever you are running a Docker file, you should avoid using a root user or root 0. Also avoid using a image latest in the base image basically. Also avoid unnecessary softwares. Also try to avoid a passwords in the Docker file. So if you look at here, first one, this is a base image, Fedora 29. This is a correct, but if you use a latest, that's not a good practice for security. Second is, do not install a unnecessary software. Here Vim tool is not required, right? So if you wanted to use some Fedora for some application purpose, why you need a Vim editor? It's not required, right? So that's one. And other one is here root user. Here we are adding a user as a SW user. First root user is okay because we want to install. Then after that root user is this user is correct, but do not use root user in the your Docker image. And also password is hard coded as a 12345. Rather, what is the best practice? You should expose as an environment variable. That environment variable should be passed dynamically. That's what its manual analysis. Now next is, in order to do the static analysis, there are tools in the market. These all are the open source. First one is a Kubesec, KubeHunter, Kube-score, Checkov and KubeLinter. These are the tools. There are many, but these are the popular tools which we are going to see today. What these tools will do? These tools will do the static analysis rather than doing a manual analysis, like here is a problem, here is a problem. So basically this particular tools will do the analysis and give you the nice results. First one is a Kubesec. Kubesec is the logo I kept here. If you search in the Google, you will find it. Say this is a one deployment where it has all the problems which I specified in the previous slide. So Kubesec is a very simple tool. You just download the Kubesec binary, right? You go to the, basically it's Google, and just go and type kubesec.io, right? This is the kubesec.io. And what you can do is you can install by using a Docker. You can install as a binary. Binary is like a, you just click on this GitHub latest release page. It will take you here. 1.2.1.4 is the latest release, right? And you can download and use as a binary. And these are all the documentation, how you can use that, how you install and all, right? How to scan and all. Here is a Kubesec scan. So here basically when you do the Kubesec space scan and deployment, it will give you something like this JSON formatted output. And if you look at here, critical and advice, means this particular deployment, what are the problems? It has a critical problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 problems. And then what is advice they can give? This kind of so it will do the analysis for you for the better security. So let's do that. So here if you look at the documentation, installation is completed and scanning is this is the way you can do the scanning. And you can run as a Docker, and you can host your Kubesec as one of the HTTP server in your local environment or somewhere, and you can use that. You can curl against it, so you need not to install anything. And here also Kubesec as a service, basically you can use this URL as a server, so it will hit this particular YAML, then it will give you the result. So this is the command. So I will use this. This is a very simple tool. So I'll copy this, right? And ls, I have a bad deployment .yaml file is here. So what I will do is I will just paste it here. Sorry. What I will do is I will copy this curl command, copy, paste. Then what is a YAML file bad.deployment? So what I will do, instead of this, here I'll paste bad deployment. So when I hit enter, right? So if you look at here, this is the my curl. Again is the Kubesec v2.kubesec.io. This is as a service. First one is a object is what, and what is valid file name, message, what is a score. It gives the score basically -64, which is very bad. And what is in the scoring? What is the scoring? Critical. Critical is a privileged. Privileged containers can allow almost completely unrestricted access. And where is the problem? This is a selector. Container security context privileged. So go to the YAML file, containers security context privilege. So it will give you the full path and points, host IPC, host network. Everything is a very detailed, and also there are some advices as well. User service account name, sec company, limit CPU limitation you should use a request limitation. So this kind of a best practices which is suggested by the Kubesec will result. So and accordingly you correct it and go and apply this. These critical errors will go away. And the same example and everything is available in the basically in the official documentation. Right. Now the next one. Let's go to the slide. Next one is a Kube-score, right? I will close this. Now the Kube-score. Kube-score is a logo is this one, right? And I will take the same deployment.yaml file. Now, how to do the Kube-score? Kube-score space score and YAML file. What it will result? It will result the what type of its issue, what are the recommendation, and how you improve. So basically again this will does the same static analysis, but it will tell you the issue and all. So Kube-score. So I'll go to the Google again. Kube-score. I'll just type here, right? Kube-score, right? It will take me to the kubescore.com, and this is GitHub page. Just go here and scroll down, right? This is the Kube-score. How you can install? You can install by using a Docker homebrew. Since I am in a Mac, so I already installed the Kube-score, right? Brew install. So right, clear. and also you can do using the crew utility. And how you do Kube-score, space score, and YAML file. It's a very simple. So I have already installed. So how you install brew, install kube-score. This is the way I installed, but I already installed. So kube-score, and what is my YAML file name? Bad deployment, right? So bad deployment YAML. If I enter here, right, Kube-score bad deployment, it will give me these are the errors: 1 2 3 4 5 6. And what is the issue? It's accommodated in the red color, right? That's what the this one. So, and container security context is a privilege, and it's given me the user friendly description. Set security context dot privilege to false. Privilege container can access all your devices on the host. Grant. So as for the security, this will give you the better picture of the YAML file before submitting. So this is good for the developers, administrators, everybody who don't know whether it's using the right way or wrong way. And it's open source, right? It's a very simple. Now let's go to the third one, is a Checkov. This Checkov is over the bridge crew, right? And the same, I will take the same deployment.yaml. How to do that? Just Checkov -f, then deployment.yaml. How it will result? It will result in this fashion in the command line output with the whether passed or failed and what is the issue, and it's a Checkov ID. So Checkov, they maintain some different ID for the different issue, so they will come up with this kind of result. So let's try that. Sorry, yeah. So I will go to the Google again, right? Checkv Kubernetes, and just you type it, right? So Checkov came, and just click it here and go to the documentation. This is the one, how you install Checkov by using a pip. It's a Python based utility, so that's what you should use. And once you install, how to do that? Checkov -d. And moreover, this is not only for the Kubernetes YAML file, but also for the Terraform. There are many more. This is a Terraform code basically, where you can scan and it will tell you where is the problems and all. And S3 bucket. So there are many more ways you can do by using S3 bucket configuration. There are many integrations. If you look at the integrations here, right, you can integrate with the Jenkins pipeline to do automatically trigger a Bitbucket, GitHub Actions, GitLab CLI, Kubernetes pre-commit hook and all. So this way you can just, if somebody developer check in this code, automatically this will verify and just tell you that yeah, what's the problem and all, right? So, and also I installed already Checkov in my local machine already. So as per the Checkov -f deployment. So just go here, ls, this is my the YAML file, checkv -f. What is the YAML file? Bad deployment, right? And bad deploy, oops, sorry, I should have typed. So bad -deployment. When I enter here Checkov -f bad deployment.yaml, so it will take a few seconds. And if you see here, right, it's a very big list. I'm scrolling up. Yes, there are many, so many. It's a very big list, right? Yeah. So what I will do is, since it's a very big list, I am unable to see. So I will run the same command, but I will route this output to say output.txt. Right? Now it will run. It will give me the output.txt. Now perfect, it's created. So you go to here, there is output.txt. This is the file, right? So if you wanted to see in the console window, it's there. I have a bat utility. It's a very good tool, right? This is Checkov, right? So check, this is the one. Ensure that admission control plugin is always set to true. So all the recommendation, what is the problems, everything, it will basically give Checkov, right? This is the one. Ensure that admission control, do not specify the host port unless absolutely necessary, right? We specified the host port already here, host IPC host. So in this way, it will basically give you the very good results, and for every issue it will show in the YAML file and show what is the where is the issue and all, right? And with the line numbers and all, right? See here, bad deployment 1.28. So 28 the line, there is the Linux capabilities, right? So it will give the very beautiful result with the line. It's by showing a YAML file, right? This is say you can leverage the use the Checkov. It's a very good tool. Detailed analysis will be done by using that, and thanks to this BridgeCrew team for making this open source. And the fourth one is the KubeLinter. So as say it's a linter, it will does the same thing. I have a bad deployment, and say I wanted to do this, the KubeLinter lint and deployment.yaml. Simple. What it will show? It will show again the static analysis as like other tools, but the thing is here it will show in the its own fashion, like where is a problem and all. So let's see that. I'll go to the Google. I'll just close this Kube-Linter, right? This is a KubeLinter, and it will take you to the GitHub page. This is a KubeLinter decouple. This is done by the StackRox, right? So basically this is the one, and how to install and all. This is a Golang utility. I'm in a Mac, so I just installed by using a brew install KubeLinter. And if you have Windows machine, also it's there. You can just download a binary and use it. It's a very simple, right? So and it will just lint the YAML. So KubeLinter lint, KubeLinter lint. It's something like that. So what I will do is I will go to here, ls. I have a bad deployment. Say KubeLinter, sorry, Kube-Linter lint and bad deployment. I'll just enter. Simple. See. So basically here issue is here KubeLinter 0.25 version I am using, bad deployment and non-legitimate deployment. This is a file name. Container Nginx has a drop capabilities, but does not drop the capability of netraw which is required, right? So it will just give the very detailed analysis, like somebody is monitoring, somebody is reading this YAML file and telling you something like that, right? So and what's the problem with the Nginx you are using, and all the details will be there, what you should do, right? So this is the way you can just hear host IPC, it's talking host PID, right? Check the latest tag, why you are using, and it's a quite a very good tool to do the analysis, right? And which one to use, that you should decide which one is a better and what your organization is requires with respect to security point of view, right? This is a tool. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the last one, which is a KubeHunter, right? I have a same YAML file which has so many problem security loopholes. So how to use that KubeHunter and hunt KubeHunter? So let's go to the Google and search for a KubeHunter. So basically here Aquasec. This KubeHunter is by Aquasec. Aquasec is a very famous security tools organization company which is registered by the CISO. Here basically this KubeHunter, it's static analysis, but it's a hunter kind of. So what the hunter will do, he will hunt for the animals and all, right? So this hunter will do the hunting of what kind of hunting? It will do the hunting on the remote scanning. Means say you have some xyz domain.com or node.com, it will hunt. It will hunt the interfaces, like network interfaces. Network scanning, say if you wanted to scan the entire CIDR range, it will scan. And it will tell you the auto node discovery. What exactly auto node discovery is? In the Kubernetes cluster you have a 2 nodes, right? Say here kubectl get nodes. I have a 2 node Kubernetes cluster. Say I have added a 3 worker nodes. This will automatically, it will discover. And you should by using RBAC, you should create a service account and assign it to this KubeHunter so that it will hunt. And you can hunt in an existing cluster as well. If you install, and you can hunt by using this, so that as soon as you deploy, right? Say I have installed a KubeHunter and then kubectl apply -f and bad deployment. Say let's say I will apply, right? It's applied. Then if my KubeHunter is installed, then automatically it will tell me what's the problem and all, right? So that is the benefit of the KubeHunter, and you can install by using a pip with the Python utility. So I have already installed. So if I wanted to see what are the KubeHunter capabilities, KubeHunter -- list -active. So let's do that. So this is, if I enter this particular command, it will give me the what kind of the active list of hunting, passive hunters and active hunters, right? So what the passive hunter? API service discovery, Kubernetes dashboard, etcd, host, kubectl, kubelet, port, proxy, right? AAS, API server. So there are many more. And also, what is active hunter? Basically, whenever you run something, APS, and kubelet system logs, ARP spoof hunter, DNS spoof, so anything you do with respect to the security glitch will be identified by this KubeHunter. Is a very good tool, but not recommended for the production. That's what the documentation is saying. But overall idea is, whenever you use and hunt it for the anything, then it will, what the result output is basically vulnerability details it will show. And how the sample looks like this sample is I have taken from their official documentation. Say like if you hunt this particular node or master node, it will tell the 6 vulnerabilities, and these are the various thing with it's a description, it's a vulnerability. So that's way it will give you the clear picture, and you can try by using a various methods, right? So that you will be able to get an idea of how it's work. So these are the tools, basically my point of this end of my slideshow. So just which one to use, that you should decide, basically which tool you like it and which tool your organization is basically likes, whether you want it just JSON formatted, or in the Kube-score point of view you want it in the score format, or you want by the Checkov with a very detailed, or like KubeLinter also give the detailed output. And ultimate the goal is to achieve the static analysis. Yeah, that's it for this particular today's session, and let me know in your comments what you feel about these tools, right? And thank you all. Please let me know your feedback as a comment. Thank you, which will be really helpful for me.